Yo, 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 welcome back to the Heavily Opinionated Podcast. It's your boy, Jamel Kijana, aka Melly Mel, aka whatever you want to call me.
Nah. Something else was in there. Something else
Me
was in there.
No,
It
no,
was
it's
it was it was
aka,
AKA Melly Mel, AKA
aka whatever you want to call me.
Johnny.
No,
AKA
it's your boy, Jamel Kijana, aka Melly Mel, aka
I hit your mama, AKA
no,
whatever
No,
you
no.
want
it
to
used to be
call me.
something. There's something there, and then is whatever you want to
It
call
was
it.
something else. It was something about a mama too. It was something about like I might be the one that hit your mama, some shit. Or
Nah,
I might be the
that
one
was
that
like
hit your
early
head.
episodes. That was early episodes. That was early episodes. That was the early episodes.
Hey, just so y'all know, we don't have shit written down. So niggas ain't reading shit. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much why
we're just going off of memory of doing the show. Like we're on episode 58, 59, and we sitting here talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nigga, I'm right. I know my shit. Nigga.
That nigga put the tape.
I was like, nigga, do I know myself?
My bad.
Do I know myself? Let's start this shit over. Yo.
Nah. That's crazy.
Oh.
We gotta hear that shit again.
Yeah,
Yo, welcome back to the Heavily Opinionated Podcast. It's your boy Jamel Kijana, aka Melly Mel, aka whatever you want to call me. And with me, I got
it's your boy, it's your homie, it's the one and only the one you love, Playboy Troy.
Yes,
what
sir,
it do?
Yes, sir. Who else I got with me tonight?
It's your boy, but you know what I'm saying? Can never see me. I'm always in the dark.
Time out.
I'm always in the light.
I'm
always everywhere.
Let people do their intros, bro.
No,
I had to confirm. I wanted to confirm. Is he doing the Tony Ayo or is he doing the John Cena? Which one?
I was doing the me, but I was giving the Tony Ayo. But it was the me, nigga. It was the me.
Okay. I had to confirm because Tony Ayo has another song.
No Diddy though. No Diddy. I ain't doing nobody.
Oh my lord. Okay. We gonna get straight into it.
And it's feeling
yes,
right.
Sir. Ladies' night. Yes, sir.
Oh, what a night.
We gonna get into it, man. The women's March Madness is going crazy. We was just watching the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Flau'jae Johnson, they matchup that they had a few nights ago, and wow, it was crazy.
Who else?
It was Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Then you also had the Paige versus
No.
Are you referring to the LSU?
No, Flau'jae, and who else was on their team? Who else was on Caitlin's team? Because if Caitlin was already matched up with Angel, so
Emily Schroenick. I have no idea.
This nigga's ridiculous. I'm just asking because I think a little bit of what you're saying is or what you're gonna get to, but I'm just asking because I wanted to know like who else was over there, if he was tapping in. But that other game. What about the other game? Go ahead and finish, Melly Mel. I'm sorry.
God dang. All right. The other game, we had UConn and USC. We had Juju Watkins over there on USC, and then Paige Booker. Or is it Booker or Booker? I can't pronounce it right.
It's over there buckets, nigga.
Okay. Buckets. All right, cool. So, yeah, we had that game over there. Fellas, how did y'all feel about these games that now take these women into the Final Four?
I'm going to tell you this. I was sitting here with my boy Cooley. We watched both games. First game come on, we got the Angel Reese LSU versus Iowa and them. I'm going to tell you this. From the very first bucket, she was cooking. And you know who we talking about. She was cooking. Van Hell or Van Length or whatever her name is, she shouldn't have been guarding her. From the very first play, they set a screen and she goes under the screen. If you don't know, Caitlin Clark is the best women's shooter that God probably has put on this earth at this point. Quote, shout out to Stephen A for that one. But guess what? You don't go under screen for that. That's one thing. Caitlin Clark is 6'3" or 6'1", and Haley Van Ness like 5'10". They waited till almost fourth quarter to want to put Flau'jae on them. But y'all was already out the game by that point. Angel Reese was cooking. The stars came out that night. Angel Reese was cooking. Caitlin Clark was cooking. All I'm going to say is Caitlin Clark showed her, she did a thing. It sucked that Angel Reese did get hurt. I want to say she got hurt second and third quarter.
Mhm.
But by that once she got hurt, the game kind of changed for LSU at that point. The momentum was gone. And from there, Iowa took it on from there. Flau'jae should have been guarding old girl, should have been guarding Caitlin Clark the whole entire time. But shout out to that game. That was a great game. The second game, the Paige versus Juju, was great. And both games was heavyweight fights. If y'all saw my Instagram post, I was watching them. And that first game with Iowa and LSU, I got the Cavs versus Warriors 2015, that first matchup feeling. Because I was watching it, I'm like, okay. Because that Iowa team was just Caitlin Clark alone. And the others. It was Caitlin Clark and the others. LSU, it had the Flau'jae, Angel Reese, Van Leen. They had them, and I can't remember the power forward name at this point. And the freshman Williams.
Malaysia.
Yeah, and the freshman Williams that was hitting threes. That game was like, it was big fight feel. And in the UConn and USC one, that had a different feeling because I know the story.
You want to stay on one? You want to stay on this first? Let's stay on this first.
Okay, I'll stay on that one first. I'll come back. But I'll leave it at that. It was a big fight feel. It was a big main event game for that one.
Because I agree. I 100%. I wanted to I agree. It was you got all the stars, and that's what I was alluding to earlier to Jamel's point. You know, we know we got Flau'jae. We know we got that power forward, the name power forward. I can't remember the shooter. You got Haley Bailey. So you got all these names, like these stars, but you got Caitlin over there, man. And to your point, you know, I think she got cooking early. I do want to say this though. I personally think the game changed, and the reason why they couldn't put Flau'jae on her early, because I've been seeing a lot of people say that you couldn't do that. Flau'jae had two fouls early, and that was when the game changed immediately. When Flau'jae went to the bench, to me, I do agree Angel getting hurt was something, but I don't think it changed what they was going to scheme and do to Angel, and I don't think it changed what Angel was going to do, especially after going in at halftime. You could see she changed the shoes, looked like she had the big-ass LeBron Zoom soldiers on. You know they put on some tape. You know she had 2 socks on. Your ankle ain't moving at that point, so you good to go. It's just a little bit of pain. You wincing a little bit, but you're going to fight through that. And I just felt like, I mean, she still put up 20 rebounds, 17 points, but I don't think Angel, personally, I didn't think that, and we talked about it earlier, I don't think Angel was ready to take that next step. And if she does take this next step, what she needs to focus on is her offensive game. Her defense is there. She needs to work on getting a jump shot, a mid-range jumper, X, Y, and Z. Flau'jae, on the other hand, to me, has been balling out this entire March Madness, and I think she's been playing up. And I think she would have been a great matchup for Caitlin if she wasn't in those foul troubles so early, although they schemed for Haley to guard her for sure. But I think they should have, went with Flau'jae, and they would have went with Flau'jae earlier than the fourth quarter if she wasn't in foul trouble. But yeah, Caitlin's a bucket. What you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say they should have went with her in the first quarter. That's all I was saying. They should have went with her in the first quarter.
I mean,
to start the game.
But she had
before the fouls.
She had 2 in the first, but to start, she should have been on her. You feel me? I agree with you.
Because I'm about to say because it was back-to-back buckets where
she came down
the first bucket was Caitlin with the 3. Van Lith went under the screen, and that's when the second bucket was the layup. If you play basketball, you will understand position. If y'all sitting there, if you're sitting there in a position of, okay, I'm gonna play her straight up, guess what? My help is on the right side. That's where you want to lead her. She's only going to the right side. She's only going to go right. So force her left. Make her dribble, have her dribble into the traffic.
Well, see, the reason why they don't want her going left.
She switches before, I think Caitlin Clark made a subtle movement. She switches her hips, and Caitlin Clark just booms by her.
She's gonna go for sure.
And she was gone. And I was like, bro, that's 2 back-to-back buckets instantly. And I think after that, Kim Mulkey pulls out Van Leen, and she puts the other
put in the girl who got Caitlin 2 offensive fouls last year.
Man, I don't care what she did last year. She got in that game and got crossed within the first seconds. She was on the ground and already had got a bucket. I was like, yo, they're literally sending everybody but the person they need to send.
But
to
I think by this time, Flau'jae she has one foul at least.
I think she's only had one foul at that point. But
Yeah,
I'm saying this is all within the first. No, actually,
this
no.
is like
Flau'jae ain't even got fouled yet because this
Nah,
was like
nah.
within the first 4 minutes of the game, 3 to 4 minutes of the game.
I'm gonna have to pull it up because I want to say Flau'jae, because Flau'jae ended up having that foul trouble in the first quarter.
But I'm saying by that point, when they did all the switching, I want to say it was literally within the first 3 minutes of the game because it was literally back to back.
Absolutely. The switching was literally like
instantly. Because at that point, Van Link ain't know what to do. She was getting cooked. And you could see on her face that the moment was too big for her.
Yeah.
She just transferred there. You could tell the moment was too big for her.
Bro, she played like a shell. Oh my God, throwing ghost passes. It was terrible shots.
The lights was too bright for her.
She hit 1 for 6 from the 3. It was horrible. It was a horrible game.
Yeah, she wasn't ready.
I say I'm gonna let Mel go, but I just want to say because I know you mentioned her. I know you said Angel came out in that second half with her ankle taped up and everything. I only mentioned her injury because before the injury, she was on like 4 and 6. Because at that point they was like, "Give me the ball." She was like 4 and 6.
Give me the ball.
And after that halftime, she went 1 for 10. After that, and you can see, and I can only say that because I'm only saying this because we play basketball a lot. Me and you, Pat, we play basketball all the time, and I usually play in the paint majority of the time, right? And I could tell you right now when you have like an injury with that leg or with that ankle like that, and you do a lot of rebounding, your second jump ain't as explosive as it used to be. And you could tell with hers, it was like she'll put the shot up and she might get it back. And she'll put it up and it's like every jump is getting weaker and weaker. But every jump, she's just chucking the ball. It's not her going up.
Your skill gotta be where it needs to be at. Yeah. You gotta take your game another level because you don't come out and get. She had like 14 rebounds or some shit like that, maybe in the first half. You don't come back and get those because I think she finished with 20, so she finished with 6 rebounds.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
she was shooting 1 for 10 and got 6 rebounds in the second half. And I could tell you also with the fact that she runs flat-footed doesn't help either. So I mean, that's just little things.
On the other end, Caitlin come out and give you 3-4 threes straight.
Oh, bro, those 3, bro, it was 3 threes straight.
That was crazy.
I was like, yo, that's when the game was over. By the end of the third quarter,
yeah. By that, the score, it was too much. It was like
it was gone.
What I saw
was no way they was gonna come back.
What I saw from it,
LSU was chucking it.
What I saw from it was that LSU needs to go ahead and just like focus on getting Flau'jae right. Because I think with this hurt, because what I've noticed as well with women's basketball, it's 4 guards and a forward most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a guard dominated space in terms of that. And then if you're not a guard, you got to be a forward that can put up some damn points. So that's the thing, like Pat was saying about Angel Reese. It's like if she don't work on her offensive game, I hope she gets picked to the right team that just needs a defensive forward. Like maybe they got all 3 guards that can score. Maybe they just need a forward that can play some defense or something like that. So maybe that'd probably be the best fit for her because now looking at LSU, it's like, yeah, Flau'jae could really take over this team and do more. Because I think that this was her sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
So
she got another year.
So yeah, she definitely got another year or 2 to really ball out.
Yeah,
so I think because I saw that one highlight with the move where she
you gotta go 3. You don't have to go 4. I want to say with women.
Yeah, but I mean, majority of them always go
3 or 4. Yeah,
I think Angel did 4. She just had an extra because of COVID year, possibly.
Yeah.
So I think because I remember that's 2 at LSU, and I think she did 2 at Maryland. I can't remember. So either way, so it's just like Flau'jae, she might pull her full 4. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them do. Caitlin, a lot of people were saying she broke the record because she played 5. Yeah, I think she might have pulled 5.
She played 5. Okay.
Yeah, because she played so many games, and because that record was from Maravich, and that was back in the day where everybody was playing your full 4. So it's just like nowadays, men and women don't really play the full 4. Yeah, men will play 2, women will probably do 3 or 4.
That and the fact that you got a 3-point line. A lot of her shots are 3.
That too, the 3-point line. So it's just like she stayed the full 5 and dominated her 5.
Shot 23s.
Woo. Crazy. But yeah, that's just my take on it. I see that next year LSU could be a real force if
But
Flage really just
I
improves
love
that. And
I love that you mentioned that though, Mel. That teams are like 4 guards and 1 forward. Because that's how, and that, I'm just transitioning. That's how you can see when that game. If you watch that USC and UConn team, when you watch the starting of that game, you could see the size difference instantly. Because UConn had like, I want to say they had a 3-guard lineup. It was 3 guards, a forward, and then a center.
Their 4 was like a guard
Yeah, because all of them were small
was
compared to USC. All of them were small. Because like you looking at Paige, who's like, I want to say Paige is like 5'11", and then Juju's 6'2".
I'm looking like, what position does Juju play?
Juju's supposed to be that point guard.
Like, what the fuck? Because she looked like they 4.
That's what I'm saying. She's the point guard, but she's the 4. But their whole team is that big compared to UConn's team. So looking at that game, I'm watching that game, and I'm like, man, the only way UConn is going to win this game is by shooting them out, shooting lights out, and just using their speed. That's the only way they're going to be able to beat them, because they're not going to beat them in a half-court setting majority of the time. And that's the case. They didn't beat them in a half-court setting majority of the time. They beat them more in a faster pace, moving up and down the court. But the thing with USC is they relied heavily on their shots instead of their size. So it was like you moved away. You played kind of to the competition of this. Oh, UConn's running and gunning. We're going to run and gun too. Why? You're bigger than them. Slow the pace down for your team. Use your size. Get in there. And guess what? One thing that UConn noticed was they can't all shoot like that. So they was in the zone majority of the whole time. They was in a matchup zone the whole entire time. One thing I loved during that whole game was Paige wasn't scared. She ain't duck no smoke. She wanted Juju. Every time Juju had the ball, she right there with her. That's why, like, I'm watching this game, and I think they end up putting up, like, Damian Lillard tweet. They, like, give Juju the ball. She's, like, Melo. And I'm like, if she's Melo, then shit, Melo playing Kobe right now. Because Paige ain't running from no smoke. And if you don't know, Paige is one of Kobe's girls. That's the only reason she's there in UConn. If you don't know either, Paige was a star of college basketball.
Yeah,
she got hurt.
Last year, she wasn't there.
She got hurt. And when she got hurt, guess who stepped up? Caitlin Clark. It was the lights now all on Caitlin Clark now. Because if you don't know, Caitlin Clark, the light wasn't on her for a minute. We didn't really know about Caitlin Clark.
I didn't know her until last year. Last year,
March Madness. She made a run.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's why I'm like, Paige has something to prove here. That was supposed to be her spotlight. That was supposed to be her moment. Paige got hurt because I think she won an award, Athlete of the Year award, the year before she got hurt. Guess what? She tore the ACL and
as a freshman. That was her freshman year too.
That was her freshman year, and then she tore the ACL, and then she came back. Now she got something to prove, and I mean she proved it. What Pat said earlier. Don't worry about what the last name is. It's Paige Buckets. That's what she was giving you. Buckets.
Right. But see, I'm gonna say this though. Everybody been saying Paige was guarding Juju. I personally felt like Juju was guarding Paige.
No,
Juju was guarding Paige, bro. Juju was over there and she was matching up. Now, Paige on the other end, they was in a zone. So they was letting, and then on the other side of that too, to what you just said, because that's going to be my whole point, but I'm going to make a point to that first. Juju ain't even had the ball most of the game. Juju do not have the ball. So Paige really wasn't even guarding shit. But I'm going to say this. Before I even sound off about the game too much, congratulations, ladies, for moving forward. UConn, in a March Madness game, if 60 seconds goes by without my fucking star player touching the basketball, I'm sitting all 4 of y'all, and she going back out there with a whole new fucking 4. Bro, I am not. I think the stat, and y'all can go and back it up. I think the stat is 5 minutes plus. Juju did not shoot a shot. Juju did not shoot a shot. That was when, and within that 5 minutes plus of her not shooting a shot, I'm watching the game. She's not touching the ball. She's coming down the court, and they're literally looking her off and just chucking that bitch to the rim. running to the basket and just going. Her fucking point guard was 0 for like 6, 0 for 9 going into the fourth quarter. She hit 1 3 in the fourth quarter. Like the shit was terrible. And I think it might have been the third. The shit was terrible. Then I'm watching the third quarter, and the whole time I'm sitting there, and this is when like a lot of this shit going on, and it keeps going. Now they come out in the fourth, they're down. They force feeding the ball to Juju. Juju eating their ass up. The score chomping down. They getting closer and closer. And they ran out of time, I felt like. But they would have never been in that position had they gave Juju the fucking ball.
Mel, I'm gonna let you go, but I gotta say,
I don't have much to say. I did not catch the second game. Keeping it the same.
I'm saying on this, I see what you're saying. Why I said Paige was guarding Juju is because when Juju did get the ball, Paige is right there to meet her every time. There was a point. There was a point there. Paige had got like 3 buckets straight, and all you see is Juju she pointing, hey, you guard her.
You better get him. You better get him.
So every time, and you can ask Cooley when Cooley come back next week or so. When he come back, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do a little brief talk real quick because we sitting there and I think Paige gets a bucket, and I literally said, I was like, Juju, you better get her back. You better get her back. She goes down and go get a bucket. And I'm like, okay, they exchanging buckets now. Okay. Paige goes, she's like, okay, bet. Juju want to get a bucket? I'm going to go get a bucket. She go get her bucket. Juju, she passed the ball off. I'm like, dang, Juju, you got to keep it going. You got to keep this thing going back and forth. And I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm looking like, man, when is Juju going to guard Paige? Every time Paige got the ball, Juju telling somebody else to guard her. Step up. I think Paige only got guarded by Juju a handful of times. But every time Juju got the ball, Paige is right there waiting on her. She ain't ducking for no smoke.
But Paige coming off of, I ain't gonna lie, if I'm Juju, I'm not really guarding Paige. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Paige coming off of fucking a million screens. I'm not doing that. Bumping my knees, hitting these people, doing all that extra shit. That's for the worker job. But for Juju, no, I go get buckets, bro.
I'm just saying, Juju, they should have fed her the ball. But UConn understood, one, when they put that press on USC could not get past that press. I don't know what the fuck was going on in that motion. Because they was
it's the same thing. Same thing for UConn. UConn struggled when they put that press on them.
When around the end of the game, they started getting pressed. And I was like, yo, why UConn having a hard time? But I noticed when they did get past the press and they gave the ball to Paige, man, Paige was getting automatic bucket. But Juju, I'm not gonna criticize Juju because she was balling, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, she's a freshman. She's gonna be in this tournament 2 more years at least. So we're gonna be seeing more Juju.
We're gonna see another year or two of Flage, another year or two of Paige, and another year or two of Juju. No, another two of Juju, possibly. It just depends. You just never know. Yeah. But maybe because a lot of people thought that, this is something else we could bring up as well. Angel Reese declared today as well for the WNBA. A lot of people thought she might have came back. She would have possibly been coming back for one more. So, but hey, you never know.
Now we see I think it's gonna be one of my favorite matchups to see of Caitlin Clark versus Paige.
Oh, you want to get into it? You want to get into
that's something that I've been going to enjoy because one, I see it as everybody's favorite child versus the forgotten child. That's how I see it. Because
I think everybody keeps saying Paige was forgotten, but real hoopers ain't forgot about Paige. Nah.
My bad. I was thinking of Caitlin.
I'm saying media, but forgot about
I remember Paige.
Yeah, I mean the media. Yeah, I mean I just feel like the media doing what the media gonna do. You know what I mean? The media gonna dick ride whatever is up at the time. No diddy. So that being said, it's like, I mean, you gotta allow that to just be what it is, Paige. But what I think is not being covered and not said enough, and this is what I wanted to say before we did leave the UConn and USC game, and why I give UConn the credit, I'm giving Gino a lot more credit and respect too. They have 5 people that are injured. They only have 9 players. There's 5 players that are injured. Of the 5 that are injured, 4 of them are starters. The 5th one is a coming off the bench hot and ready. If she's in the rotation, meaning he's doing this shit with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to 15 in a sense on the bench. These people were never supposed to be playing.
What are you talking about?
Like their number, their ranking on the bench. Because the five that are hurt would have been playing, especially
I get what you're saying.
They would have been playing majority of the
saying, you watch that, like they stayed on the same people stayed on the court the whole entire time.
That's what I'm saying. They would have been playing majority of the bench.
The only people he literally subbed out was maybe the point guard, and that's it. Everybody else stayed in the game the whole entire time. And I was like, man, they ain't never getting a water break, huh? They just gonna stay in. Everybody just stay in the game. And that's the same thing with the LSU game. The LSU game, literally, the only person who got subbed out was Van Lane. Really,
Fly J got subbed. Fly J, they did subs in LSU.
They subbed when they got
UConn. At UConn, they did not sub nobody.
Yeah, they did not. The only people that got subbed out was maybe the point guard, and it was not that many times. And they only got subbed really around the end of the game.
Edwards, Page, and Muhu, whatever, played 40 minutes. All three of them played 40 minutes. So that's the whole game. Yeah. Literally. So, and they only had actually 7 players.
7 people. No, I said they only had 7 people.
So that shows you, like, they're not supposed to. So you got to give credit where credit is due.
22nd time in the Final Four. They're always in the Final Four.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Final Four, how y'all feeling about these matchups? We got Carolina versus NC State. Then, of course, who we just talked about, Iowa versus UConn. Me personally, I got Iowa winning, and I got South Carolina winning. I got Carolina because, I got a pull for my birth state, and I got a pull for Dawn Staley. Shout out to her. I like what she been doing over there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, she been quiet because the last year or two, it's been everybody LSU, Iowa. She like, hold on. So it's like, I think now they really going to tell us, hey, this was our year the whole time. Y'all just were distracted by the media a little bit. And we're forgetting that we were the favorites because a lot of people were thinking it was going to be Iowa or possibly LSU that ran it back. But I think it's going to be South Carolina this year. They're going to get theirs back. They exited, I think, in the Final Four last year to LSU, right? Or was it the Elite Eight?
Yeah.
No, it was the Final Four. It was the Final Four. They lost to LSU. I remember that's who they lost to. So I think they really want to get theirs back. So I think they will. But I definitely see Iowa defeating UConn. So that's my prediction. How about y'all?
Go ahead, Pat.
I got UConn and South Carolina. UConn, Gino's gonna scheme against and only because Iowa only got paid. I mean, not paid. Iowa only has Caitlin. You stop Caitlin from scoring a 30 ball, you're good to go. And Paige can put up a 30 ball right behind you. And so I think Gino can scheme that because all you have to do. I would have been with Caitlin, bro. We double teaming that off bail and we forcing a drive. And the reason why is because she put up 23. She hit 9 of them. She damn near went 50%. Bro, I don't want a person who's shooting 50% from the 3 shooting a 3. I'm a force shooter, just shoot the 2. I gotta live with that. That's just my ideology. Or force her to pass it and force somebody else to have to make a shot. That's how I'm
step up. Make her teammates step up.
I'm not gonna allow you to score.
Make Emily Schroner. Make Emily Schronek have to have a good game.
If I'm Gino in this situation, and this is gonna be crazy. If I'm Gino, I'm in the zone. But every time with Caitlin, I'm not going under. Usually when you're in the zone, you go when somebody sets a screen, someone always goes under. You always go under. Guess what? Whoever that defender is on Caitlin, you playing her straight up. We leading her to the defense. Guess what? Screen comes, we're going over. At that point, that extra defender sliding over. So we're really we'll meet her there. So there's gonna be 2 people there, and at that point, like you said, everybody else gonna have to beat us. You're not getting the lane. You're not getting the open 3. You're going to have to beat somebody else on your team is going to have to step up and beat us.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get those easy passes of those easy cuts. Like I was killing LSU with them easy cuts. Like everybody was cutting. Oh, everybody cutting around, moving, and LSU sitting there running everybody around. When you running everybody around, those cuts are easy.
Like
we're in the zone at this point.
Cut off.
Them little back cuts and all that shit. That shit dead at that point. The only way you gonna score is really a back cut, but off of a screen. So a upstream and you cutting. That's the only way. But that if with UConn, their defense, they're not gonna fall for them little.
We pulling everything up high. Like
yeah,
everything. My zone is outside the 3-point. I'm not.
Weakness. The weakness is gonna be
backside.
The free throw. It's gonna be free throw and paint and backside. And I say free throw and backside because my back lineup is pushed up a little bit.
Yeah, and so they're gonna be in between in a sense. So that free throw in between, that's gonna be open. That backside gonna be open, but because she's such a threat so high up, I'm putting them there. And like to his point, I'm hedging right there as soon as she coming off of the screen. And that defender is gonna do two things. He's gonna that or he or she, whatever. We're gonna use it's of course a she, but she's gonna be running up to hedge or double team. So you're gonna stop, you're gonna sit there sometimes, and then sometimes you're gonna flash up and double team. We're gonna give her different looks. Because if you give Caitlin and I'm forcing her right. I'm forcing her right. Because if you give Caitlin a chance to go left, the one thing about right-handed shooters, they like to shoot the ball out their left hand. Like I love the ball to touch my left hand first because it's my guide hand. The same like that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So if I dribble with my left hand, I can come up and pull up. Dribble with the right hand and pull up is a weird pull up.
Because it's also about your shoulders. So if you're going left, your shoulders are already in line with the basket. Exactly. So when you're going right, you have to swing your shoulders to come for the basket. With left, it's easier for you to go this way and go ahead and pull up because my shoulders are in line with the basket. So on defense against Caitlin, you have to show something different, like Pat was saying. You can't just instantly, we're gonna trap every single time. Guess what? Sometimes my Paige might have to just go over to the screen and it's still a one-on-one. Guess what? I might even switch it up. We might go press and then we drop down to the 2-3. Mm-hmm. That's like I'm giving different looks every single time. I'm not giving you the same defense. The problem with LSU was they give you the same defense. They tell you what they're playing. They're showing you their hand every single time. And guess what? When they do switch it up, it's literally the same defense. It ain't nothing different coming. It's the same person there with you. Guess what? Haley Van Link was picking up Caitlin Clark from the fucking literally from the inbound. You're going full court. You're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to do that with Caitlin Clark. That's nothing you can't pick her up full court and think that you're gonna get by, you're gonna lock her up. That's not gonna happen. So with UConn, you're gonna have to see different looks. But in this case, I can't bet against Gino. They, like me and Cooley talked about, they live there in Final Four. They live there. This ain't new to them. Yeah. This ain't new to him. Like they've been here. They've done this multiple times. Shout out to Iowa's coach. Yeah, cool. You made it back to back. But guess what, baby girl? Gino been here. Before you was even before you picked up a clipboard to coach, he been here. He's done this.
Yeah, on the last episode, we broke that down. You know, how far back he goes.
The most Final Four appearances.
Yeah.
And all of them really come under Gino.
Like Pat said, if they could just take out Caitlin, or just not even, or just let her score her other 30 and take out the rest of them. As long as you force them other people to really like shaking their pants. Yeah,
others will have to beat us.
So I see what y'all got, but I just have that feeling that Iowa might do it.
But South Carolina is up there. South Carolina ain't nothing to play with. Yeah. So that's why we already counting them already in, because they're that good. Their team is dominant from the 1 all the way down to the 12.
There's no what they have to do.
Hey, but let's add some sprinkle though. So did y'all know that? And I don't know, Najee, you may have seen this. I don't know if you saw it, Mel, but NC State's guard, she's from USC.
Yeah.
So she was getting a bucket, but like we said, USC fell short.
Yeah.
So she's led her team back to the Final Four. You know, honestly, I think that's got to be high remarks in terms of her draft compensation.
Yeah, personally. Definitely.
You know, I think you have to like look
The
at
problem is, like I mentioned, it's not all these teams we're talking about, right? They're good teams. No problem. They're good teams. Iowa, UConn, North Carolina State, they all have one thing in common. There's one star that you really have to worry about.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
South Carolina is not like that.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. From the point guard, the shoot guard, small forward.
To the equipment manager.
But it's been
everywhere.
that way though.
You're
And
not dealing with just one person.
It's been that way for South Carolina.
When did they first win? 2017. It's been like that for 7 years.
It's literally a cakewalk every time for
though.
South Carolina. They're not worried about nobody else really, because guess what? We're good from the one all the way down. There's nobody that's a weak link. Where's the weak link?
They still lose.
Yeah, they've caught some L's along the way.
And the only reason they lose is usually based off of themselves.
Yeah.
Because they do think, oh, this is so easy, we ain't gotta do nothing. They literally will either sometimes they play down to the competition, or they're just not even fully involved in the game.
When you have so much talent all across the board, it makes it harder because you have to make sure all of it clicks. Now, if you got one star and everybody else is like at a lower role, all you got to do is make sure that star is not off tonight, and the lower roles can get you what they need to get you. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But if I need everybody up here to win, it's like, everybody don't click.
And see,
can't dominate that same way.
We always look over, I feel like, when niggas is winning. Niggas don't look at, you have to do like to the point of Golden State to get to 73-9. You have to go in there 73 games and want to win 73 games. You have to play all 73. And so just like, as much as USC is dominating, they have to wake up and go want to dominate and go want to win just as much. And I'm going to say this for when they lose. Yes, they play down and they lose their games. But that other team is playing up. That other team is doing what they need to do. You know what I mean? And so that's where
because everybody's already counting them out before the game even starts. So when you play a team, that everybody is like, bro, we're gonna win. They're gonna win already. When you come in with a mentality of, bro, everybody done counted us out. We just gotta really, to be honest with you, because as a coach. And I'm telling my team this, I'm like, bro, all we got to do is keep this game close by halftime. If we keep this game, say, okay, we go down, right? If we go to halftime and we're down by at least 5, brother, we still in this game. We could win this game at this point. Because guess what? Or if we go in halftime tied up, we could win this game. At this point, you as a coach, you're telling your players, bro, they don't want it then. Because they already assume that y'all about to give them the game. So all you got to do now is show up. You got to show up and show out at this point. Because they don't want the game. Somebody got to want the game. And for South Carolina, when they do lose, it's when, like Pat's saying, the other teams want it. And it is what it is. South Carolina play down, and then they be like, the other team like, bro, they're literally not playing like they want it. So fuck it. We're going to take it. We'll take the game then. And this happened multiple times. But South Carolina, when it comes to championship time, I don't expect them to do that.
They just did it last year.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to championship time now that they know what they know, now they know they can't do that.
So who you got winning it all then?
They had to get that snake ass bitch out of there. That's what you're trying to say. It's like, nah. I'm gonna take that other word out. Edit that. Hey, I don't want no shame on me. I don't want no shame.
Oh, not on ladies' night.
Look, let me go in and explain.
I was saying not on ladies' night, bro. Come on, man.
This is on here. Okay, my bad. I thought niggas was still saying Women's Month. I'm salty. I am, because I don't know. Look, because this is why I'm salty. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
Don't dig your
No.
Go ahead. Actually, hey, let them do it.
It's the same shit. Bro, women should be appreciated every day. And it's the same thing just like Black History Month. Niggas give us the shortest month. Y'all give them a copycat month and just a random ass. Nobody even fucks with March, bro. Nobody does. March is just a fucking month. Like, it's just a month. And I'm not even saying it's the same combo for Juneteenth in a sense, where it's like, I love that we have our day, and I like that now we have it. But like we was talking about earlier, when you was like, yeah, we gotta have Jamaican food and this and that. No, nigga, we need nigga shit because this is only for niggas. But in the same regards, niggas is niggas every day. So it's okay. That's how women gotta be looked at. Women are women every day, and they need to be valued and appreciated. But when I use the term bitches, when I use the term niggas,
get back to that. Get back to that.
When I use the term bitches and I use the term niggas, and I use these words, know that I don't mean that as no derogatory. I mean that as my homies, and y'all call each other bitches just as much as I do. And understand that when I'm talking to you, baby, I love you at all times, of course. And please understand that. But when I say my niggas is being bitches, I'm gonna let them know. And be like, bro, like what the hell, bitch, you talking about blah 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 blah. I'm gonna say that to my niggas.
The little bit of leeway I'll give him is that he was referring to a snake one in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mel.
So it's just like if you're a snake anyway, being a bitch afterwards doesn't.
Let me just
what?
Let me steer the shit back. Please.
Yeah, because go ahead, steer. Please,
I just had to let them
Carolina up there. But
so you got South Carolina winning?
No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we all pulling for Carolina.
If it ain't South Carolina, I think it's gonna be our. But I'm really pulling for Paige.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pulling for South Carolina. Fuck Paige. Paige
got
another year, and the real reason why I'm saying fuck Paige and Paige got another year is because she didn't declare. She already has said that she wasn't going, and she said that she's coming back to college. And I personally was frustrated in her in making that decision. And the reason why, and so y'all know again, so y'all don't sit here and say I'm women shaving when I say fuck Paige. Y'all gotta go back and watch all other episodes. I say fuck a nigga in a heartbeat. But the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, bro, if anybody is W ready, Paige is, bro.
Yeah.
Paige is ready. Juju is too, though. Don't get me wrong. But Paige is ready.
I'm gonna say no. She's really not.
I think she's ready skill wise, but I think
if you think Caitlyn is over Paige, you're crazy.
No. I think what she has is a Caleb Williams effect, where it's like you have the skill talent to come out now, but that year before Caleb Williams came out, he knew he wasn't gonna be the number one pick. I think Paige could, if she waits till next year, she definitely gonna be the number one pick.
Paige could be the number one pick over Caleb today.
I don't think it would happen like that because of media. Because of the media. The media plays a huge factor.
Because of the media.
Yeah, because of the media. I'm not saying because of games.
The reason why Paige has way more upside than Caitlyn does. Paige has way more upside than Caitlyn does.
Depending on the team you have.
Because you have to remember, one, let's just go skill for skill. Paige is, I would say, in more categories, has better skill than Caitlyn does. Caitlyn is a better shooter.
It's like, do you want a Dame or do you want a Steph?
In a sense.
But maybe not Dame because.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because Steph and Dame are both very skilled.
Yeah, it's true. But earlier Dame when he wasn't that like
earlier Dame in a sense.
Like lights out type of guy, logo Dame.
But Paige, but I would say Paige can light that shit up too. Paige can shoot very, very extremely well, just as well as Caitlyn can. The reason why she has more upside is because, like I said, Paige can defend, Paige can play make, Paige can rebound, Paige can do all of these things. Caitlyn, in my opinion, she can score, has some playmaking ability. She's not going to rebound. She's not a playmaker. Caitlyn is not a playmaker. She has playmaking ability to make the reads that's needed to be made. She can absolutely do that, but she's not going to make a play for somebody. I've never seen her I've seen her take badass shots over making a play for somebody. Every time.
Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead. Give him the rebuttal before we transition.
All I'm saying is, right now, Paige, she looks like literally a teenager to what's going on in WNBA. So she won't fit in right now. She needs to bulk up a little bit. She needs to get her game there. As of Juju, she can fit in with WNBA right now. She just needs to learn how to move on the other side of the court, other than going to the right side of the court. Caitlyn, shooting goes a long way. shooting. You could guess what? Sabrina. We just saw Sabrina in the All-Star. That's literally Caitlin Clark. Literally going to be in that same position as Sabrina. Guess what? Right now, Paige. And first of all, you said Caitlin don't play make. I mean, being the leading assist leader in the whole entire NCAA. I mean, what else is that? If she's not a playmaker, what is she?
I said she makes the right reads.
She's just a good passer.
She's a great passer.
I mean, when she had a 2-on-1, she didn't decide to just jack up a 3. She went ahead and passed the ball.
Sometimes, because sometimes she will take that shot.
Well, I'm just saying, the leading scorer and the leading assist, it means something. So I mean,
when you're taking 20,
but right now, Caitlin is more ready. Caitlin is ready for the league. Paige is close to being ready for the league because she is an elite scorer. Don't get me wrong.
This is why Paige got to show y'all. This is why Paige got to show y'all.
I just need Paige for one more year.
To your point, no.
She needs one more year to make up for that 1 year she was injured.
You said it was the media, but it's not the fucking media. It's the people. Y'all think she's not ready. Paige was dogging these niggas before she got hurt.
She was a dog before she got hurt, yes.
Bro, and she still is.
When you get hurt and you're coming back, guess what? Just because she has 1 year off the injury, that don't instantly be like, send it to the league. Brother, go ahead and get that second year.
She's still what did Paige average?
What is one extra year going to do to her stock?
I agree. I understand that. But what I am saying is don't sit here and say that she's not better or not comparable. That number one would not be challenged.
I didn't say she's not comparable. I didn't say that. I just said she don't need to go to the league right now.
Yes, she doesn't. Nobody needs to do anything. If anybody needs to do something, Angel Reese needs to stay in college then because she's not ready to go. If anybody needs to do shit, but you saying she needs to bulk up. Have you looked at Stanford Center? The one number 22 that's going to the league.
She ain't gonna last.
She got shit on her.
She ain't gonna last.
Look at Washington Center, that tall ass girl that's just skinny as hell. She just big because she got framed. But I'm saying,
are you talking about Washington the Mystics?
Yeah, Mystics. She just big. She just got framed. That's it. That girl is skinny. She got framed.
She got a little bulk on her.
Nah,
she got a little muscle on her.
Paige
look like she in 9th grade.
Lexi Brown look like she in fucking 9th grade. She's small as hell. All of these people look small.
I'm not gonna. You know what? You're right, Pat. I'm
trying to bulk a woman up. These women, no bullshit to your point. These women be looking small as hell, but like we be forgetting they centers are 6'3", 6'5".
No. There's a difference. Whoa, there's a difference between height wise and in bulk wise. Paige is like this skinny. She's like this skinny, bro.
She like KD to me. I call her KD. She like KD to me. And I think she's gonna change the shit just like K Dizzle did.
Okay.
We'll have to
let's
see.
move on to the men's.
Levels.
Yeah, let's before we get up out of here, let's just take a look at the men's Final Four.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. Fuck this bracket. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit, dog. You try and think niggas gonna do something, have faith in niggas. This one, y'all remember what I just said about when I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Bitches, this is the rebuttal. This is the rebuttal. Niggas ain't shit.
Hey, I like NC State. I'm really pulling for him, man. I'm pulling for Burns. Burns Jr., that boy is balling.
This is the tale of two different. This is tale of two different brackets. One bracket for the women's is based on the shooters and the scorers, and this bracket is based on the big men. This is what we're talking about. The big men over here.
I would say UConn is the South Carolina with the complete team.
Yeah, UConn got a complete squad.
Alabama, you see what I'm saying?
Alabama,
they got the big dude. I forgot what number 3. White boy number 3, I think.
Purdue,
NC State. Oh yeah, Purdue got Ivy, which however you pronounce it.
He going crazy. NC State got Zach Randolph Jr. Over there.
Yeah, Zach Randolph. Yep. My prediction. Purdue's probably going to win it, but I'm pulling for NC State. And then UConn, they'll be right back in the Final Four.
Actually, I think UConn is the one who played Clemson, correct?
No, Alabama played Clemson. UConn played Illinois.
Alabama played Clemson. Yeah, no, yeah, because I was sitting there,
Down.
and I think that was one of the games that me and Cooley was able to watch, and it was the fact that Clemson allowed. Really, Clemson could have won that game,
Yeah, it was
but the
almost
problem was, and I think this was the same problem for the women's UConn team around the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, when you play basketball, one of the most first things they teach you, and the basic thing is free throws, ladies and gentlemen. Shoot free throws. Make your free throws. If you go back and look at them stats, I think Clemson loses by 7 points, right? Guess what? Clemson literally, let's go look at the stats. They literally left more than 7 points on the free throw line. They left 8 points on the free throw line, and they lost by 7.
They're not gonna be 100%, bro. They're not gonna be 100%.
Brother, I'm sitting here telling you, did you lose? They're not gonna be 100%. I get that. Guess what? But you can't go 50%.
Even if they shot the same percentage as the other team, at that point they still would have lost.
You cannot go, bro. Especially at the point that they had free throws, because they had free throws back to back to back to back. They went to the free throw line multiple times in a row. It wasn't like they shot free throws once or twice in the first half, and then all of a sudden they shot 10 free throws in the first half, they shot 6 in the second half. No, brother. I'm telling you, they shot almost, I want to say they shot 10 in the second half, and literally around the closing time. And you sitting there, you missing them. Huh?
Niggas was probably gas. Niggas was probably gas,
Yeah.
low legs.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like this in this tournament, this was probably the first time I've seen so many teams not do a lot of subs. A lot of players were staying in the game for a long time and periods of times. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, bro, when y'all gonna do subs? Y'all, I guess we don't sub during March Madness.
No,
Only time y'all sub is when somebody get in foul trouble. But
I would.
But right now,
if somebody needed to get sub, would have been that Carolina versus Alabama game. Davis Jr., you shot your team out the game. Them last 2 possessions, my brother, you got to give the ball up. I don't know what happened. I walked away and they was up. I thought, okay, Alabama had a nice little run. Y'all still a football school. But then, they said, hey, no, we ain't done yet. And they balled out.
I say, Mel, you gotta get it. You gotta get into the more of the college basketball, man. Alabama, they've been on climbing for some years.
Yeah,
they've been climbing
since Colin Sexton.
Since Sexton. And I get what you're saying, but they haven't gotten this far before.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten. I think the furthest they've really been getting was the Sweet 16.
Kind of like
making it here though is a statement.
I don't want to say
definitely.
I don't want to say like the Denver Nuggets, but it was like
making the Sweet 16
every time they got over.
Yeah, making the Sweet 16 is good, but once you get into that Elite 8, that's when you're making a statement. And when they beat North Carolina, I said when they beat North Carolina, I said that's a statement. Now they made a statement, but just making it to the Sweet 16, I was like, okay. That's cool. I think that's where Oakland was at. Oakland University. No.
Yeah, Kennesaw made it to the Sweet 16. So it's
Sweet 16 is nice.
It's like
it's based off. I think it's over the years. It depends on your years. What are you talking about over the years? So if you're sitting here and you're one of those teams that always make it. Oh, we made it to the first round, y'all. We get to do the dance every time. But if that's your literally where you always in. And y'all always get bounced in the first round, that's not something you can be like, oh, bro, we did it. We did that again. Bro, at that point, y'all make it to the second round. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can make it to the Sweet 16. Make it Sweet 16. Cool. And they get bounced at Sweet 16 the next year. Guess what? They make it Elite 8. Guess what? That's what, it's progress over time. Alabama is one of those teams that has been progressing. They've literally been creeping up in that Sweet 16 talk. And then they're like, oh, snap. They made it to the Sweet 16. They made it to the Elite 8.
Kind of like Auburn and Virginia a few years ago.
Yeah.
They both started to creep up a little bit.
Always creeping. That's, as teams-wise, they need to always be doing that. You can't just be sitting there being complacent with, oh, we made it to Sweet 16, and y'all get bounced there all the time. That's not something you want to look for. But in this tournament right now, I mean, not to say fuck this tournament, because the women's been more entertaining, but I'll probably go with UConn. But I would love to see North Carolina State win it up.
I would like that too. It's
I think
probably going to be
Purdue gonna
UConn
kill
running
that.
back.
Purdue gonna kill NC State, and I think the reason why is because I think at the beginning of the last game, NC State Burns was having a bad game, and he really wasn't hitting shit, and they weren't doing shit. And until he started getting into the game and really started balling, they didn't really start taking off, and it didn't feel like they started going. I don't think their guards is gonna be able to keep up with Purdue's guards. And I just think that Zach Edey is just he's not going. I ain't even necessarily going to dominate, but he's going to be in the way for DJ Burns. And then as for UConn and Bama, I just got UConn.
Yeah,
I just got UConn in that mix. I didn't watch the Bama game, so I really don't know too much about Bama. I've seen a little bit of UConn, and they just look complete. They look like I will say, they said that there was a statement that they could play against an NBA team right now, like they look like an NBA team. I'm not gonna go that far because they're still making, college cuts, college plays, college level things. The court is a little bit smaller.
you're still playing on a college time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Like
college. So
you're
things
paying
is a
them
little
2 20-minute
different.
halves, which I think is
Things-
I've always loved that format, the 2 20-minute halves, because it's a soccer style format where it's just like one break, one
gonna be
break.
honest.
Shit, JB said he doesn't like it. For example, like you got people
20-minute. You talking about
Yeah.
20-minute breaks?
Yeah, some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
don't
No,
like it.
in terms of watching,
I-
not in terms of playing. Playing that probably sucks.
I mean, but you gotta think about-
watching. It's like
I mean, even no, he's saying that on the watching tip. He's saying that on the watching tip
oh,
because
okay.
you got to think about this. Like, but even on a playing watching, you go from we grew up in 4 quarters. We grew up with 4 quarters, and then this is the only game that's played in second half or 2 halves.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying
I don't know if Euro
equivalent to a
is.
soccer.
I would say
That's why,
playing
because I like a nice
playing
one half.
wise. Well, I'll say watching wise. I get where Mel is at because really, if you're watching the NBA, it
It's too
feels like
many-
it's too many commercials.
Yeah.
2, it feels like it's so many breaks. So it's like with the 20 minutes, it's like the game is constantly going. So like really, when
That's a
they do
fact.
take a timeout,
Like,
and
that
they go to
first
commercial
half,
break.
next thing you know, they had 11 minutes left, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
The second half burns quickly.
it's like I feel like in the first half, it feels like the game is so fucking long. But then second,
yeah,
it's
I
like,
get what you're saying. Yeah.
when you get to the second half, it's like time is flying by quick.
That's how it is with
So-
soccer. That first
Yeah.
45 minutes does feel like a long time. But then as soon as they come back from halftime, you're like, oh shit, let's get it. And then one thing I did notice in college, they will do one TV timeout around the 10-minute
Yeah.
mark. They'll
Yeah.
either whenever they get a chance, if they get around, like whether it be 9 or 8 minutes, like I didn't seen it happen at 8 minutes. I didn't seen them do it early at 11 or 12. It just depends on the
Yeah.
momentum of the game.
But
So it's just like
playing
yeah.
at 20 as like in the adult league I'm in now, we do 20-minute halves. Bro, that shit is forever.
Ooh-wee.
It's like,
that's
man, that first half, it feels like it feels like we're like, bro, because we only get 2 timeouts a half. So we're like, bro,
Damn.
call the timeout at 10 o'clock. We need to call a timeout at 10 minutes. And then if we need to, burn one at the 5 or within the 5-minute mark. So 5 minutes to the end of the first half. And we're like, okay, bet. But the whole time it's like it's constant going. So I'm like, that 20 minutes, you're like, fuck, bro. And you get to that second half, it feels even longer at that point. Especially, but if you're losing, it feels like the time is getting shorter and shorter. But if you're winning, it's like, bro, this game will never end, huh? We're just still going. So
I feel you.
I see where that side is at, but I think I enjoy it. I enjoy the 20-minute setup of college basketball. And I think earlier, I want to say 2 episodes ago or last episode, I know we talked about like the women's, how they're not in a neutral site until Sweet 16 or Elite
No,
8.
I think 32, just the first round. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Sweet
Final-
16.
Final
Yeah,
Four.
Sweet 16. No, Sweet 16 is when they go
Sweet 16
neutral.
is when
The
they get-
first 2
okay.
rounds. Yeah. When
I
the first 2
would-
rounds
I
don't have a
like that
title. That's
setup.
why.
I like that setup, and I wish the men's would been like that.
I
where
don't
it's
like
like
it
the
because
whole
when you're a
team-
smaller seed, it leaves less room for upset.
I
When is
enjoy
a
it.
small seed gonna pull up to South Carolina and upset them?
I think
When
to
South
me,
Carolina got all their
if
fans.
that if
Not
they
gonna
do,
happen.
say they did pull up, say the smallest seed pulls up to like North Carolina, right? And they beat North Carolina there. I feel like that upset is so greater because at that point I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
but it's
who
not
would
gonna
expect them to pull
happen
up
as
there?
much.
And
It's not
I
gonna
see
happen
what
as much,
I
but I
see what
enjoy
you're
it.
saying there.
It will
But
be,
I
but
enjoy
think
it. as a person who's
I see
watching,
both sides
I would enjoy that more because I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, they just came to their house and they beat them.
and beat
That's
y'all
Yeah,
ass.
but one thing I do like to see with the upset is I like to see the few fans that you got. And most likely if that's a home game for North Carolina, them fans ain't gonna be in there.
But let's be real though. Let's be real. If it's an upset, 9 times out of 10, the major upsets is the Kentuckys, the Dukes, all these major schools, Michigan State, blah blah blah. So to that point, nigga, fans are traveling anywhere. Those guys, the fans. Is
But
and it's not about traveling; it's about getting them tickets. I'm saying if I have a home game,
they gonna get the tickets. These major teams.
My major team is going to make
sure
we get all the tickets, especially if it's a home game for us.
When they do those neutral games and neutral sites and stuff like that, certain teams don't even have their bands there. Certain teams but
there's an equal amount of tickets though for both schools. But when you do it,
I'd rather have my band instead of the fans.
Not necessarily. That doesn't mean it's an equal amount of tickets. If it's a neutral site, just because it's a neutral site, shit. A Kentucky, think about it. And this ain't just, I'm not putting this on everybody, but the people that are going to Kentucky are probably have higher making boosters than that are going to NC State. Meaning we're gonna fill the stands as a Kentucky more than we're gonna fill the stands as in that NC State.
Yeah.
That's where we can go to Hawaii with the shit, nigga. Where you wanna go?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't matter. They're going to do that anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Neutral or at their place.
I feel that.
I only asked this question. I'm going to ask this to Pat because, Mel, you did play soccer. So, your game is based off the fans. Or how many fans is there. Not like how your game played, but it's really how much fans is there for your team. So, Pat, with the cheerleaders, so how we had the cheerleaders, we had the DJs and stuff like that at the games. Would you prefer being able to have the chance to have all our fans there, like if we go on the road, or would you prefer our cheerleaders there instead of the fans?
In a high school setting, my cheerleaders.
Okay.
And the reason why is because you can have and now let me say this now, fan wise. If my mom's them and our parents is there, I'm taking them because they was louder than the cheerleaders. But if in a high school setting, I'm taking the cheerleaders. In a college setting, I might choose my band over the fans. I might choose the fans if they're crazy type shit. Like if they're like some Calvary fans, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The students and X, Y, and Z, I might choose them. And be like, yo, because these niggas is doing research. They're going to be saying your name, all type of shit that's going to really with you. And now to Mel's point, if I'm from NC State and I'm coming over and they did my research because, the first week you can see who coming. So they did the research. They know I'm coming, blah, blah, blah. They're going to talk shit. It might bother some players for sure. But they're going to do that at a neutral court.
Not as much. Not as much. Think of it like the bubble in a sense. We're all in this different location.
I always assume the only reason they do the neutral court for the men's and not for the women's is because it's easier to plan
more games.
I think also I think the women will soon. I think the women will soon because they're getting more pool. I don't think it's about planning. I think it's more about
no, because it's kind of like if
the early rounds of the women could fill the seats up yet. I think now they're going to start to be like, oh, no, let's keep it a stack.
James ain't always filled the seats up.
I'm not saying that they did, but I'm saying compared to the women, because I looked at the early round. I'm saying this is probably the first or I would say second year of the women really pulling in numbers. So I think now things will change to where, now we can look at the early rounds and say, oh, yeah, these could fill some neutral sites.
They had like 2 to, I want to say it's either 2 or 12.3 million
viewers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now it's going to change. I think now it's going to change, but I think prior it wasn't like that.
But that only comes from because the majority of the time you see it where it's like, okay, Caitlin Clark, right? They had that tournament there in Iowa, but it was like, oh, this is Caitlin Clark's last time being here, so everybody, ESPN, Pat McAfee, and all them, everybody's pulling up the hour to come see her play her last game at home. And that you only going to get that during the tournament. You're not going to get that from some regular season game to watch that. Everybody's pulling up to watch on that March Madness. This is Caitlin Clark's last game. We have to pull up. This is her last time at this gym. Then they're going to the neutral spot. That builds intrigue. It builds ratings. It builds the money is flowing in from that. For the men's, it's like their last game in Chapel Hill is going to be a regular season game. Then they're going into the March Madness. That's senior night. Okay, everybody has a fucking senior night. Cool. What's so different about this senior night? Oh, they're going to the March Madness? Nothing. But if you sitting there and you telling me that they had senior night, but March Madness, they going into it, they still got the games here at Chapel Hill. This might be the last time going into the Sweet 16 that they're about to go to the neutral site. This might be the last time we see this person here. I think that builds more. It's like, bro, the money.
I did some quick Googles, and the NCAA has said they were hesitant due to attendance records. So I think that's why. So I think now that's going to change, and now they can, because now when also with the tournament having it at neutral sites, you pull in fans where their college isn't here. You know what I'm saying? Like they had it here in Detroit. They had the Sweet 16 here in Detroit. So now it also gets more people traveling, gets more money pumping, it changes things differently. Because also now if we have this tournament, and it's easier as well, we can have multiple games, because if I have all these games at home, that's 64, 64 teams. So that's 32 games all across the country in different locations. Nobody's traveling to these other places because now but when I do these host cities, I can go to a larger arena. There's the venue can host multiple teams. It can host four different schools of fans in the area as well, because you can't have Gainesville host the tournament. There might not be enough for 4 different teams to pull up in the same weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's only enough for maybe one. Right. So I
wanted to say though, this is random as shit, but I did want to say this. I saw this commercial during watching the games, and I thought it was nice. Like I thought they did a really good job with this marketing, man. They was showing the Olympics, and they was just getting us ready, gearing up for the Olympics and shit. But it was an NCAA commercial, and they was like showing everything, blah blah blah, and then they said Olympians are made here. And then they showed the NCAA sign. Before. Yeah. And I was like, bro, I like that. Because they're
all the track stars, the swimming stars, they go to college first.
NCAA and they go to college. And I was like, I like that. Now, motherfuckers, can y'all live like that? Can y'all live like that going forward? Because, now that they got the NIL, niggas is loving the NCAA now and they doing this and that. But we not going to act like there's years of reparations that they owe niggas. We're not gonna act like there's years of things that they got.
Give them his Heisman back.
And do.
Give them his Heisman. But even the Olympians don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no deal, that gold medal don't get you that much bread.
I ain't gonna hold you up though. That gold medal, is it real gold? It gotta be real gold.
No, not anymore. It used to be gold, but it's not anymore.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing shit for that.
Yeah, so you got a gold medal, but don't have no deal coming back.
You got you a
gold medal in table tennis, but you ain't getting no commercial. You ain't getting no Wheaties commercial. You said
back
what?
in the day, they used to be gold, but they're not anymore.
I think it's because they have more sports in there now too.
It's easy to produce them more.
They got more drugs.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's easy for you to see them like bite into it and stuff like that. Because it's like, oh yeah, it's metal, but you like a lot of them have said, I put my teeth prints into it because it's not
gonna need a tetanus shot.
Yeah, they got more drug fiends because if you see Olympians around here melting down gold to go get heroin, that shit ain't gonna look good on Olympians, dog. So you know what I mean?
And with that, this was a good episode.
I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. That's what niggas was doing. Act like y'all don't know about the 80s.
Oh,
they was fucking all type of white. And if it was green,
the only H I know. The only H I know is Triple H. Because guess what, you guys? You can check out your boy, Playboy Choi, Is He Too Real?
Triple H
on WrestleMania 2 with a brand new episode dropping this Friday. Guess what? The same time that Heavy Opinionated will be dropping.
Sir. That's
crazy.
So you're going to make
twin content, baby.
So guess what? And also,
crazy.
this upcoming week,
You gonna make niggas have to choose what they want
No,
to
no, no,
watch.
no, no. Heavily Opinionated episodes drop this Friday, which is now. And guess what? We're WrestleMania X2 episodes gonna drop Monday. So don't you worry about it. But this weekend coming up, after y'all get done watching this Heavily Opinionated podcast episode, you guys check out SmackDown this Friday. Because guess what? Following that is the Hall of Fame. And on that Saturday, you got WrestleMania. Night 1, baby. The Rock, the Brahma Bull, the final boss, Dwayne Johnson
Lil
himself
Wayne.
will be in tag team match with Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Go check out the predictions that me, your boy Playboy Troy, and Izzy 2 Real dropped on our Instagram, our Twitter. Go check out the YouTube. Y'all go ahead and enjoy that. Back
Are
to
y'all
you,
ever
brother.
gonna tap in on the wrestlers that was off the crack and cocaine back in the 80s and the 90s, and that was what pushed them to keep forward and make their
You
career
can
go
actually
as
watch
far
that
as they
on the
can?
Dark Side of the Ring on A&E.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you said you didn't know anything about Triple H except for, WWE Triple H.
No.
And I'm just saying, most of them WWE players know all about the H.
I said the only H that I know is the Triple H. Because he's the one that's in charge of the creative.
But it's just kind of ironic because where you went, they know all about the H. So I just would imagine in your research about these characters,
they know more about the S than
figure
they
out
know about the H.
They know more about the S.
Yes, steroids.
Well, they know more about, I'm gonna tell you the truth, brother. They know about the roids, they know about the C words, they know both of them. Both of them, brother. They know about
they
the
know all of them.
Oh my
They know about the
gosh.
oxys. They know about
all right, check out Heavily Opinionated Podcast.
And before we get up out of here,
TikTok, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Before we get up out of here, this episode was ladies' night. So we have a special announcement about the
my bad.
ladies.
Oh shit, I didn't know it was ladies' night.
We already discussed this.
We said it.
No.
I knocked it down for you.
No. But before we get up out of here, I just wanted to make a special announcement here at Heavily Opinionated Podcast. We are looking for a female. Huh? No, sir. Bad. Jesus Christ. I can't even get to. We're trying to get the ladies their time. Like, God, dog, this.
He said, "Ladies, I'm gonna cut that time." Dang.
What about the man? That's how you sound. All right. So, ladies night here at Heavily Opinionated Podcast. Just wanted to let y'all know that we are looking for a female voice on the show. You know, if you got some topics that you want to discuss in the sports world, ladies, bring them to us. So just let us know, hit the DM Heavily Opinionated, or just reach out to one of the boys. We'll definitely get it all in, and we can get you trialed in on the episode, see how you feel, and then let us know how you feel about it. But hey, with that, Heavily Opinionated out. Peace.